Hi guys, so good evening and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite Goddess, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. So good evening, and we are going to read pages 183 and 184 of the book Mastery. Currently it's 6:55 in the evening and today is the day. Nakapagod guys yung Monday. But well, you can't do anything about it. We just have to go through it sometimes, diba? You need to stop questioning many things and just go through it. Pero ako naman, I'm not really, you know, I'm so annoyed, but ano na lang, tiis ganda na lang guys. Tatapos din to. Anyways, let's continue. So, wait lang. Kasi natin tong shebangles ko. Nagpagupit na ako guys, tapos nagpagupit ulit ako. Kasi medyo, I'm bored. So, ayan. Operating in this way, he was able to consider almost every possible solution. Until finally, he hit upon the one that led to his theory of relativity. So, this might seem like some kind of poetic conceit, but in fact, cultivating negative capability will be the single most important factor in your success as a creative thinker. In the sciences, you will tend to entertain ideas that fit your own preconceptions and that you want to believe in. This unconsciously colors your choices of how to verify these ideas and is known as confirmation bias. With this type of bias, you will find the experiments and data that confirm what you have already come to believe in. The uncertainty of not knowing the answer beforehand is too much for most scientists. In the arts and letters, your thoughts will congeal around political dogma or predigested ways of looking at the world, and what you will often end up expressing is an opinion rather than a truthful observation about reality. To Keats, William Shakespeare was the ideal because he did not change his characters, but instead opened himself up to their worlds and expressed the reality of even those we were considered evil. The need for certainty is the greatest disease the mind faces. To put negative capability into practice, you must develop the habit of suspending the need to judge everything that crosses your path. You consider and even momentarily entertain viewpoints opposite to your own, seeing how they feel. Hoy, makinig kayo guys ha. Sometimes, medyo walang kwenta yung binabasa natin, but you need to focus on this kasi may mga takeaways dito which are important or paano ba? Ano ba yung term? Kalimutan ko. Basta, importante siya for our daily basis. Paano ba? For making decisions on a daily basis. Okay? You get my point? Medyo messy na tayo ngayon yung hair ko, but don't worry about it. My Monday is a little bit annoying. Pagod lang ata ako, guys. For, you observe a person or event for a length of time, deliberating, holding yourself back from forming an opinion. You seek out what is unfamiliar, for instance, reading books from unfamiliar writers in unrelated fields or from different schools of thought. Ako, personally, I'd love to read books that are iba-iba yung topic. That catches somewhat my interest. 'Di ba? So, you can learn a lot from it. Hindi mo naman siya kailangan basahin everything all at once kasi, 'di ba? What the hell? Syempre, slowly but surely tayo. I mean, slowly kasi kailangan mo din naman siyang i-digest or mas maganda guys yung mabagal. 'Di ba? So you do anything to break up your normal train of thinking and your sense that that you already know the truth. To negate the ego, you must adopt a kind of humility toward knowledge. The Greek scientist Michael Faraday expressed, wait lang, kala ko mali. Wait lang. Expressed this attitude in the following way. Scientific knowledge is constantly progressing. The greatest theory's human mind is simply too weak to have a clear and perfect vision of reality. The idea or theory that you are currently formulating that seems so fresh and alive and truthful will almost certainly be shot down or ridiculed in a few decades or centuries. And so it is best to keep this in mind and not grow too fond of your ideas or too certain of truth. Kasi parang our reality is fluid or like flexible somehow, 'di ba? So huwag kang masyadong kampante for the knowledge that you have right now. Kasi really need to be open about uncertainties, or sometimes some truth or some can be facts nowadays, for example at this moment, but in the future we don't know. We can't tell exactly. Negative capability should not be a permanent state of mind. In order to produce work of any sort, we must create limits on what we'll consider. We must organize our thoughts into relatively cohesion patterns and eventually come up with conclusions. In the end, we must make certain judgments. Negative capability is a tool we use in the process to open the mind up temporarily for more possibilities. Once this way of thinking leads to a creative avenue of thought, we can give our ideas a clearer shape and gently let it go. 7 na pala. Bilis, no? Returning to this attitude whenever we feel stale or blocked. Do you feel stale? I feel stale today, guys. Letter B na tayo, okay? Allow for serendipity. Oh my God, napapanahon siya. Kailangan natin to, guys. Para lang sa akin. The brain is an instrument developed for making connections. It operates as a dual processing system in which every bit of information that comes in is at the same time compared to other information. The brain is constantly searching for similarities, differences, and relationships between what it processes. Your task is to feed the natural inclination to create the optimal conditions for it to make new and original associations between ideas and the experiences. And one of the best ways to accomplish this is by letting go of conscious control and allowing chance to enter into the process. By the way, guys, one of my friend, me and Hannah Basman ata, o Bazar, yung apelido ata nun. So, she used to be my college. She's a friend, she's a good friend. She's one of the first women or first few people that I've met when I entered college. And she's so smart, guys. So low-key lang, but you'll know when someone is smart, diba? Ako, I know kasi, guys. Okay? Alam ko yung matalino talaga sa nagtatalit-talinuhan. Basta, so yun. Wala lang. Ang katawa, na-miss ko siya. But, our lives are already on separate paths. Separate ways, guys. Nawala tuloy ako. Basta, and one of the best ways to accomplish this is by letting go of conscious control and allowing chance to enter into the process. Okay? So the reason for this is simple. When we are consumed with a particular project, or attention tends to become quite narrow as we focus so deeply. So sometimes we need bigyan natin siya ng allowance or space to breathe, to think. Even ourselves, guys, when you are for example, scientist ka, 'di ba? You're trying to figure out something, 'di ba? Sometimes hindi ka dapat sobrang possessive. You allow time and space and And ito nga, yung sinasabi ko, yung serendipity. Ewan ko kung nakwento ko na sa inyo before, yung I'm doing research, tapos parang millisecond na lang pasuko na ako, hindi ko siya mahanap sa online. Tapos finally, nung millisecond na yun, may parang isang article ako or like isang website na nahanap, which is somewhat related doon. So natapos ko siya. But yung pasuko ka na talaga. Pasuko na talaga ako nun eh. Ayoko na. Parang, oh my God, ayoko na siyang balikan. We grow tense. In this state, our mind responds by trying to reduce the amount of stimuli we have to deal with. We literally close ourselves off from the world in order to concentrate on what is necessary. Ginagawa ko to madalas. This can have the unintended consequences of making it harder for us to see other possibilities, to be more open and creative with our ideas. Pero kaya minsan hindi rin okay yung sobrang closed off. Kailangan mo talaga right amount of balance to give space to new learnings or allow sometimes, diba, yung other people, the opinions of them or their knowledge is somewhat contributing to your kapag relevant siya doon sa idea or sa concept or doon sa bagay na you are trying to figure out. When we are in a more relaxed state, our attention naturally broadens and we take in more stimuli. O diba? So kailangan nasa relaxed state ka when you are making decisions. Kasi nga doon ka mas makakapag-isip and you will have downloads there. You know what I mean? So many of the most interesting and profound discoveries in science occur when the thinker is not concentrating directly on the problem but is about to drift off to sleep or yet on a bus or hears a joke, moments of unstrained attention when something unexpected enters the mental sphere and triggers a new fertile connection. So, totoo to, diba? Ewan ko kung nanonood ka ng mga movies. Hindi lang naman to sa movies nangyari. It is happening in our in our present times, real time. Such chance associations and discoveries are known as serendipity, the occurrence of something we are not expecting, and although by their nature you cannot force them to happen, you can invite serendipity into the creative process by taking two simple steps. Parang din to, for example, nasa soko, diba? When you are trying to, parang pinagtatagpi-tagpi mo yung you're connecting the dots of the sequence of events that you are trying to figure out or to resolve. Diba? So the first step is to widen your research as far as possible. In the research stage of your project, you look at more than what is generally required. You expand your search into other fields, reading and absorbing any related information. If you have a particular theory or hypothesis about a phenomenon, you examine as many examples and potential counterexample as humanly possible. It might seem tiring and inefficient, but you must trust this process. What ensues is that the brain becomes increasingly excited and stimulated by the variety of information. As William James expressed it, the mind transitions from one idea to another. So, alam niyo naman yun na maraming nare-receive yung mind natin, yung utak natin. Para siyang antenna. You have to be tuned in for you to know many things. Ano pa ba? Wait, if you have a particular theory, wait lang. It might seem tiring and inefficient, but you must trust this process. What ensues is that the brain becomes increasingly excited and stimulated by the variety of information. As William James expressed it, the mind transitions from one idea to another, the most unheard of combination of elements and subtlest associations of analogy. In a word, Wasim suddenly introduced into a seething cauldron of ideas where everything is fizzling and bubbling about in a state of bewildering activity. A kind of mental momentum is generated in which the slightest chance occurrence will spark a fertile idea. Okay?